Well, hello there. So let's be honest. If your mixer looks perfectly safe, but what you're hearing is just bad, yeah, your gain structure is almost definitely wrong.
Okay, let's get right into it. The first big hurdle is something I like to call the green light lie. And believe me, it's a trap nearly everyone falls into at some point.
So you glance down at your channels, right? And everything's blinking this friendly, happy green. There are no angry red lights, no clipping indicators screaming at you. And you think, okay, cool, everything's in the safe zone. This should sound awesome.
But it doesn't, does it? The sound is just muddy. There's that constant hiss you can't get rid of. And the whole mix just has zero punch. It feels weak, totally undefined, no matter how much you mess with the EQ or the effects. That is the green light lie in action. Your console is feeding you one story, but your ears, they're telling you the real, frustrating truth.
So what is actually going on here? Well, it all boils down to a huge but common misunderstanding of the two most important controls on your entire board, that gain knob and the channel fader.
We're talking about gain structure. You got to think of it as the absolute foundation of your entire mix. It's all about setting the perfect volume for every single microphone, every instrument, before you even think about blending them together. If you get this part wrong, trust me, nothing else you do is going to fix it.
And this right here, this shows the classic mistake perfectly. The bad habit is to crank that input gain way too high, making the signal too hot. Then, to stop it from being crazy loud, you pull the channel fader way down to compensate. Sure, you might see green lights, but you've already wrecked the quality of your signal right at the very beginning.
And look, this isn't some tiny little mistake we can ignore. Following that bad habit has some really severe consequences that will absolutely sabotage your sound every single time.
And here they are, the three horsemen of bad audio. First up, you get zero headroom. What does that mean? It means you've got no dynamic range. The quiet parts are buried, and the loud parts just distort because the signal has nowhere left to go. Second, the noise floor comes way up. You know that hiss we were talking about? That's the sound of your gain being way too high, amplifying every bit of unwanted noise. And finally, you get feedback attacks. A system with bad gain structure is super sensitive and just begging to let out that ear-splitting squeal that we all dread.
Okay, so how do we fix this? How do we build that solid foundation? We're going to use what I call the headroom method.
This is the foolproof, field-tested solution, and it's just 4 simple steps. 1. Set your channel fader to unity, or that little 0 dB mark. That's its neutral, happy place. 2. Have the musician play, get the signal going, and then slowly bring up the input gain. 3. Keep your eye on that meter. You're aiming for a good, healthy, optimal level, right before it starts to hit the yellow or orange. And 4, and this is the absolute key, now, and only now, do you use the fader for the actual mixing. You use it to blend that perfectly clean signal with everything else. Let it sink in. Gain sets the level, faders mix the sound.
You know, at the end of the day, getting this right isn't about knowing some secret technical trick. It's really just about breaking a bad habit and replacing it with a conscious, deliberate choice every single time you reach for that gain knob. If you take one thing away from all this, let it be this right here. Every time you set a gain level, you are making a critical, foundational decision for your mix. Don't do it on autopilot. Make a conscious choice to give your signal the absolute best start it can possibly have. So, the next time you're behind the board, just ask yourself this. Are you just twisting knobs out of habit, chasing those little green lights? Or are you making a deliberate choice to build a fantastic mix on a solid foundation? Because that answer, that will define the quality of your sound.